You might think slow digestion is just about what you eat. But what if it's actually your liver crying for help in silence? In this video, I'll show you what's really happening inside your body and what you can do about it. Have you ever eaten a simple, light meal and still felt heavy, bloated, or unusually tired afterward? If so, you're not alone. Slow digestion is a common complaint, especially in modern lifestyles filled with processed foods, late-night eating, and sedentary habits. But what if I told you that sluggish digestion might not be just a stomach issue? What if the true culprit is your liver quietly waving a red flag? Let me be clear. Your liver isn't just some background organ. It's your body's silent powerhouse, working 24/7 to filter toxins, metabolize nutrients, and produce bile, an essential fluid for breaking down fats and aiding digestion. When your liver slows down, everything else follows, especially your digestive system. But here's where it gets interesting. Most people associate liver problems with alcohol or extreme illness, but that's a dangerous misconception. A sluggish liver can develop silently over time from everyday choices: too much sugar, lack of fiber, irregular sleep, and even stress. And the first visible signs? They're often mistaken for harmless inconveniences: gas, constipation, a swollen belly, or fatigue after meals. Now here's something that will surprise you. North Americans, despite having access to advanced healthcare and endless dietary advice, are increasingly experiencing symptoms of liver overload. How? Think about the average breakfast: sugary cereals, processed orange juice, and maybe a breakfast sandwich packed with fats and additives. Day after day, this creates a metabolic burden that the liver is forced to process without pause. It's like expecting a water filter to clean sludge. It might work at first, but eventually it clogs. And when your liver starts lagging, your digestion pays the price. What once felt like light meals start sitting like rocks in your stomach. The body becomes inefficient at breaking down fats, leading to persistent bloating, irregular bowel movements, and even skin issues like dullness or breakouts. But there's more. The liver doesn't just affect digestion. It's linked to your mood, energy levels, and even how your body stores fat. When it's overwhelmed, it sends subtle messages. A mid-afternoon crash, irritability, or that stubborn belly fat that won't go away. These can all be signals. And here's the kicker. Many people chase solutions in probiotics, antacids, or strict diets without ever addressing the core issue: the liver. And while you might not notice immediate consequences, ignoring these signs can silently lead to deeper imbalances. Not tomorrow, not next week, but gradually. And that's the danger. When symptoms are mild, we tend to brush them off. That's exactly why you need to understand this connection before the effects snowball into something more serious. Now, I promised you something special at the end of this journey, a bonus tip that can significantly amplify the benefits of everything you're about to learn. And I assure you, it's not a gimmick. It's a simple but powerful way to support your liver using natural methods, without complicated diets or expensive supplements. I'll share it once you have all the essential knowledge to use it wisely. But before we get there, you need to understand the liver's true relationship with your digestion, and more importantly, how it's quietly influencing your daily well-being right now. The next insight could shift your entire understanding of how your body processes food, and ignoring it may mean living with a burden you didn't even know you were carrying. This next piece of the puzzle is one of the most important, and skipping it won't just slow your progress. It could lead to side effects that compromise your health in ways most people never connect to the liver at all. If you've ever wondered why your digestion feels slow, heavy, or unpredictable, the answer might be closer than you think. While the stomach often gets the blame, the real driver behind efficient digestion is the liver. And when the liver slows down, your entire digestive system loses its rhythm. Imagine the liver as the command center for digestion. It produces bile, a fluid essential for breaking down fats and absorbing nutrients. But bile doesn't just help with digestion. It also acts like a detox agent, flushing out waste and keeping your digestive tract running smoothly. When the liver becomes sluggish, bile production drops. And when bile flow is impaired, your body struggles to digest even healthy fats, absorb key vitamins, and eliminate waste efficiently. This is where things get interesting. A sluggish liver doesn't always scream for attention. Often, it whispers, subtle clues that most people overlook. Feeling full after a few bites, frequent bloating, discomfort in the upper right abdomen, or even mild nausea after rich foods. These aren't random. They're signs that your liver might not be producing or releasing bile properly. And let's not forget constipation. Many people assume it's just a matter of fiber or hydration. But in truth, a lack of bile can slow intestinal motility, making elimination irregular and uncomfortable. That feeling of incomplete digestion? That might be your liver struggling behind the scenes. Here's something you probably didn't know. Bile also plays a key role in keeping your gut microbiome balanced. Without it, harmful bacteria can proliferate, leading to digestive imbalances, food intolerances, and even weakened immune function. In other words, liver health isn't just about detox. It's the gatekeeper for your digestive ecosystem. Let's take a step back. Think about a typical Western diet, high in fried foods, refined sugars, and dairy-heavy meals. These put an enormous load on the liver. Over time, the liver becomes congested, not diseased necessarily, but burdened. When that happens, bile becomes thick, sluggish, and less effective. It's like trying to wash a greasy pan with cold water. No matter how much you scrub, it's just not efficient. But it's not just about food. A sedentary lifestyle, emotional stress, and sleep deprivation can also reduce liver function. The liver thrives on rhythm and flow, regular movement, rest, hydration, and nourishment. Without these, its ability to produce and release bile declines, and digestion becomes sluggish. Now, here's a fact that deserves your attention. Research shows that up to 30% of adults in developed countries may have early signs of non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, NAFLD, without knowing it. They might not feel sick, but their digestion is slower, their energy lower, and their gut health more compromised. This brings us to an important realization. You could be doing everything right, eating clean, drinking water, exercising, and still feel off. That's because if the liver is congested, your body isn't absorbing the benefits of your efforts. Supporting the liver means unlocking better digestion, clearer skin, more energy, and even better focus. It's all connected. What can you do about it? That's the empowering part. There are natural, accessible ways to support bile flow and liver vitality. Sipping warm lemon water in the morning, incorporating bitter greens into your meals, reducing processed foods, and spacing out your meals to give the liver time to work. But, and this is crucial, not all remedies work the same for everyone. Some common habits, if done the wrong way, can actually backfire. That's why the next insight is critical. It's one of the most powerful tools to naturally activate your liver's detox and digestive potential. But if used incorrectly, it can lead to the exact opposite effect. This next step is one of the most important. Overlooking it may not only reduce your results, it might also introduce unintended side effects that silently slow your progress even more. It's fascinating how the body tries to communicate when something isn't right. Often, it doesn't shout. It whispers. And those whispers, if we learn to listen, can guide us toward a healthier, more balanced life. In the case of a sluggish liver, these whispers are subtle symptoms that, at first glance, may seem completely unrelated to liver health. Let's start with fatigue. Not just the kind that follows a poor night's sleep, but a deep, persistent tiredness, especially after meals. This type of exhaustion might not come with yawning or drowsiness, but rather a noticeable drop in energy, mental clarity, or motivation. When the liver struggles to process nutrients efficiently, the body can't convert food into usable energy the way it should. The result? You eat, but feel like you haven't fueled up. Another sign is an unusual sensitivity to rich or fatty foods. Picture this: a creamy pasta, a slice of pizza, or even a handful of nuts that feels like it sits in your stomach for hours. If you feel bloated, nauseous, or overly full after eating these types of meals, it's worth paying attention. A well-functioning liver should produce enough bile to break down these fats. But when bile flow is restricted, digestion becomes sluggish, and the aftermath lingers. Then there's the matter of your skin. Yes, your skin. The liver is one of the body's main detoxification organs, And when it's overwhelmed, the burden can spill over into the skin. You might notice dullness, unexplained breakouts, or even mild itchiness that seems to come and go. These are all clues that your liver may be struggling to eliminate waste efficiently. Let's talk about another common but often ignored symptom: bad breath. You might think it's a dental issue, and sometimes it is, but persistent bad breath that doesn't go away with brushing or mouthwash can be a sign that your body is trying to release toxins through the lungs due to a congested liver. You might also experience changes in your bowel habits. Perhaps you're going less frequently, or your stools are pale or hard to pass. These can be indicators of insufficient bile, which plays a critical role not only in digestion, but also in the elimination of waste. When that process slows down, toxins may linger longer in your system, creating a ripple effect of discomfort. And while we're talking about signs, let's not forget irritability or mood swings. It's easy to blame stress or poor sleep, but there's a strong connection between liver function and emotional regulation. The liver filters hormones, and when it's not doing that effectively, you might feel more anxious, moody, or even slightly depressed without understanding why. Many of these symptoms are brushed off as minor inconveniences or part of aging, but they can be your body's early warning system. Think of them as gentle nudges, not dire threats. They're reminders that something inside you is asking for attention, something that's been working tirelessly to keep you balanced. Now, here's where it becomes empowering. These signs aren't there to scare you. They're there to help you act before deeper issues take root. That's the beauty of the body's intelligence. It always gives us a chance to realign, to support the systems that support us. Paying attention to these signs can be the first step toward transforming your health. Small daily decisions, like reducing sugar, adding bitter greens, getting better sleep, and staying hydrated, can help relieve the liver and restore its rhythm. You don't need to make drastic changes overnight. Awareness alone is a powerful shift. But here's the key takeaway. Ignoring these signs doesn't just keep you stuck, it can compound the issue. If your liver continues to work under pressure without support, those quiet whispers may become louder, manifesting in more noticeable and complex imbalances. The good news is, the earlier you listen, the easier it is to restore harmony. Your body isn't broken. It's simply asking for help in a language you're now learning to understand. And now that you can recognize these clues, you're in a much stronger position to act. The next insight reveals some of the hidden contributors to this problem. Things you might be eating every day without realizing how they're affecting your liver. Overlooking what's coming could not only hold back your results, but also lead to unintended effects that silently work against everything you're trying to improve. Sometimes, the things we do every day without thinking are the ones quietly influencing our health the most. And when it comes to your liver, there are certain foods and habits, seemingly harmless, that slowly chip away at its ability to function at its best. That's the truth few people talk about. Let's start with something many people consume daily: refined sugar. Whether it's in your morning coffee, an afternoon snack, or even hidden in salad dressings and sauces, excess sugar forces the liver to work overtime. That's because the liver is responsible for converting sugar into glycogen for energy storage. But when there's too much sugar, it starts turning it into fat. Over time, this can lead to fat buildup in the liver, even in people who are not overweight. Then there's the issue of highly processed oils, like soybean, corn, and canola oil. Common in fried foods, chips, and fast food, these oils are inflammatory by nature and hard for the liver to metabolize efficiently. Unlike natural fats found in nuts, seeds, or avocados, these processed oils clog up liver function and interfere with bile production, making digestion slower and more uncomfortable. Another hidden culprit? Artificial sweeteners. Marketed as a healthier alternative to sugar, they often show up in diet sodas, protein bars, and sugar-free snacks. But research suggests they can alter gut bacteria, which indirectly puts pressure on the liver. When the gut microbiome is out of balance, the liver ends up having to clean up the metabolic waste, a job it shouldn't have to do alone. Now, let's talk about alcohol. You might assume this only applies to heavy drinkers, but even moderate drinking, like a glass of wine with dinner every night, adds a detox burden to the liver. Alcohol is prioritized in the detox process, meaning while the liver focuses on clearing it, Other tasks like hormone regulation and fat metabolism take a back seat. That's why people who drink regularly, even in small amounts, may notice slower digestion, weight gain, or more frequent bloating. But food isn't the only factor. Consider the pace of modern life, eating in a rush, multitasking during meals, skipping breakfast, or eating late at night. These habits disrupt the liver's natural rhythm. The liver works best when it has a predictable flow, when meals are spaced out, when we chew slowly, and when we give the body a break from constant digestion. Even popular health trends can backfire when done incorrectly. Juice cleanses, for instance, often flood the body with fructose, another form of sugar, which may actually burden the liver instead of helping it. Or extreme intermittent fasting without proper nutrition can deprive the liver of essential nutrients it needs to detox and produce bile. And let's not forget about over-the-counter medications. Pain relievers like acetaminophen or ibuprofen, when taken frequently, can put additional strain on liver function. While these medications are useful, their regular use without attention to liver health can lead to silent overload over time. Here's what all of this means. Many people are unknowingly creating a perfect storm: a sugary breakfast, lunch on the go, a processed snack, dinner with wine, and a couple of painkillers for that lingering headache. Separately, none of these seem dramatic, but together, day after day, they build up, and the liver bears the weight. The solution is not about fear, it's about awareness. Small, consistent changes can make a big difference. Swapping processed snacks for whole foods, cutting back on alcohol during the week, taking a break from artificial sweeteners, and making time for real, relaxed meals can all help the liver regain its strength. You don't need to overhaul your entire life, but you do need to stop overlooking the choices that quietly add up. Your liver is resilient, but it also needs periods of support and care to recover from the overload of modern habits. What you're about to learn next is a way to restore that support naturally, with specific foods and actions that encourage bile flow and detoxification without harsh cleanses or expensive products. But pay close attention, because doing it the wrong way, without the right preparation or balance, can work against you. This next step is one of the most important, and if you skip it or apply it incorrectly, the results you're looking for may never come. Worse, you might unknowingly create new challenges that take even longer to reverse. By now, it's clear that the liver plays a far greater role in digestion and overall wellness than most people realize. But the good news is that nature provides powerful, accessible tools to support this vital organ, and many of them can be found right in your kitchen. The secret lies not in trendy cleanses or extreme diets, but in using the right natural ingredients in the right way. One of the most effective and time-tested natural supporters of liver function is dandelion root. For centuries, it's been used in various cultures for its ability to stimulate bile production and promote detoxification. This isn't folklore. It's backed by research showing how its bitter compounds activate liver enzymes and support digestive flow. Drinking a warm infusion of dandelion root before meals may help ease bloating and support the breakdown of fats, especially when taken consistently over time. Another remarkable ally is beetroot. Beets are rich in betaine, a compound that supports liver cell regeneration and assists in the processing of fats. But here's the key. To preserve their detoxifying benefits, beets are most effective when consumed raw or lightly steamed, not overcooked, which diminishes their natural enzymes. A simple beet and lemon juice blend in the morning can act as a gentle daily detoxifier, especially when combined with water and taken on an empty stomach. And we can't talk about liver support without mentioning turmeric. This vibrant spice contains curcumin, known for its anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. It helps reduce liver inflammation and boosts bile flow, making digestion more efficient. However, turmeric needs help to be properly absorbed. Pairing it with black pepper increases its bioavailability dramatically. A pinch of black pepper with your turmeric tea or golden milk can make all the difference. Lemon water is another simple but powerful practice. Starting the day with warm water and fresh lemon juice helps wake up the digestive system and signals the liver to begin its natural cleansing cycle. It's not just about vitamin C. Lemon promotes hydration, supports bile production, and creates a slightly alkaline environment in the body, which the liver thrives on. Artichoke extract is also gaining attention for its liver-boosting properties. Rich in cynarin, it helps stimulate bile secretion and has been shown to support liver regeneration. While fresh artichokes are wonderful, concentrated extracts can be useful for those with more intense symptoms, especially under professional guidance. Even something as simple as sipping herbal teas with bitter herbs, like milk thistle, gentian, or chicory, can improve liver tone and support digestion. Bitter flavors have largely disappeared from modern diets, replaced by sweetness and saltiness. But bitters play an essential role in waking up the liver and gallbladder, signaling the entire digestive system to prepare for food. But let's be honest, it's not just about adding things. The real magic happens when you combine supportive practices with the removal of burdening habits. Taking beet juice in the morning won't help much if your liver still has to process artificial sweeteners, excessive alcohol, and late-night heavy meals. It's about creating an environment where the liver can do its job without interference. Here's something else to consider. Timing matters. Drinking lemon water first thing in the morning, consuming bitter teas 20-30 minutes before meals, and giving your body a 12-hour window overnight without food all work in harmony with your body's natural liver rhythms. These aren't complicated changes, but when applied consistently, they can help reboot your digestive fire and restore energy levels you may have forgotten were possible. Just remember, consistency always beats intensity. You don't need to implement everything at once. Even one or two of these practices, done daily and with intention, can have a ripple effect on your digestion, mood, and clarity. That said, there's still one missing piece: the method of preparation. Many people use the right ingredients in the wrong way. Steeping herbs too long, consuming turmeric without a carrier fat, or drinking beet juice at the wrong time can reduce or even cancel out their benefits. What comes next is the most precise and practical part of everything we've discussed. The next step is one of the most important. Using the wrong preparation method could not only limit your results, it may lead to reactions that leave you wondering why nothing is working. Knowing what to do is one thing, but doing it right, that's where the real transformation happens. The way you prepare and use these natural liver-supporting ingredients makes all the difference between a routine that works and one that leaves you wondering why you don't feel any better. Let's start with dandelion root. Many people boil it aggressively, thinking stronger is better. But overboiling destroys some of its most beneficial compounds. The ideal method? A gentle simmer. Take a teaspoon of dried dandelion root, add it to a cup of water, and simmer for 5 to 7 minutes. Strain, and drink it warm 20 minutes before your meals. This timing is essential. It helps your liver and gallbladder prepare for digestion by stimulating bile production right before food arrives. Next, let's revisit beetroot. A common mistake is blending raw beets without pairing them with anything to help with absorption. Beets are powerful, but their nutrients are better utilized when consumed alongside a bit of citrus and water. One effective method is to blend half a raw beet with the juice of half a lemon and a full glass of water. Drink this on an empty stomach, ideally mid-morning or in the afternoon. Avoid combining it with other fruits, especially sweet ones, to prevent a sugar spike. Turmeric, as we've seen, needs both fat and black pepper to be properly absorbed. A popular method is golden milk, but it's often done wrong. Don't boil turmeric in milk for long periods. Instead, gently warm a cup of unsweetened plant-based milk, like almond or oat. Add 1-2 teaspoons of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a few drops of coconut oil or ghee. Stir well and heat gently, without letting it reach a boil. Sip this in the evening to support liver repair and reduce inflammation while you sleep. Lemon water may seem simple, but there's a subtle science behind it. Always use fresh lemon juice, not bottled. Add the juice of half a lemon to warm, not hot, water. The warmth stimulates digestion without shocking the system, especially first thing in the morning. Drinking it on an empty stomach gives your liver the hydration and vitamin C it needs to kickstart its daily detox cycle. Now, for bitter herbs like milk thistle or gentian, it's best to prepare them as tinctures or teas with specific steeping times. Oversteeping can make the taste too intense and discourage regular use. A balanced approach is to steep a teaspoon of the dried herb in hot water for 3 to 5 minutes, covered, to preserve volatile oils. Sip slowly before lunch or dinner to activate digestive enzymes. There's also the question of synergy. When you combine certain ingredients, their effects are amplified. For example, drinking dandelion tea in the morning, beet juice in the afternoon, and turmeric golden milk in the evening creates a full-day cycle of gentle liver support. Each phase works with your body's natural rhythms, cleansing, energizing, and repairing. But as powerful as these strategies are, none of them work in isolation. They must be part of a lifestyle that includes hydration, restful sleep, movement, and conscious eating. Skipping meals, overeating late at night, or living in constant stress can cancel out even the most disciplined herbal routines. And finally, the bonus tip I promised you, to amplify everything we've discussed. Incorporate a simple, overlooked habit: dry brushing your skin before showering. This ancient technique stimulates the lymphatic system, supports detoxification, and complements liver function by encouraging circulation. Use a natural bristle brush, starting from your feet and moving upward in long strokes toward your heart. Just 3 to 5 minutes a day before bathing can enhance the effects of your internal efforts. When you combine correct preparation with mindful practices, you're no longer just treating symptoms, you're creating sustainable change. Your body responds to consistency, care, and attention to detail, and your liver, often taken for granted, finally gets the support it needs to function with the power and precision it was designed for. Remember, transformation doesn't come from intensity, it comes from accuracy and alignment. And now, you have the tools to align your habits with your health goals. If this knowledge helped you, imagine who else might benefit from hearing it. Share this message, support someone you care about, and be part of a movement that brings natural health back into everyday life. Like, subscribe, and keep investing in your well-being, because your body is always listening.